So 60 seconds in a minute.
Just make this a question. Make this one of our questions. Answer it then.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, enthusiasm when I ask you if the teams are ready, please. Not that hard.
We're warmed up
Teams,
now.
are you ready? You think they're all hopped up on sugar and that they should be good.
I don't know.
Okay, let's begin the academic challenge for February 2nd, 2016, the 7 p.m. academic challenge. And we are ready. Here we go. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Academic Challenge. I'm Ray Gustafson, your host and moderator. Today we are featuring teams from Coloma and Berrien Springs. WSJM's Academic Challenge features scholastic competition involving high schools from around Southwest Michigan. Academic Challenge is sponsored by Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plants. Let's meet our teams. First from Coloma, we have
Carly Lentz, senior.
Senior.
Becca Plitt, senior.
Nice, Becca.
Allison Woodard, senior.
Hey, Allison.
Spencer Colby, sophomore.
Welcome, Spencer. Over to the other side of the table to Berrien Springs, we have
Joseph James Johnson, senior.
welcome.
Matthew Reeves, senior.
Hey, Matthew.
Brady West, junior.
Hey, Brady.
Callie Staub, junior.
Welcome, Callie. Glad to have you here on the Academic Challenge. Well, we've got some basic rules, as we always run down, but I always like to remind you anyway. During the first and second halves, we'll announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, please wait to be recognized. No consultation allowed except during the 60-second round at halftime, and I'll explain that a little bit later on as well. Again, my name is Ray Gustafson. I'm your scorekeeper and judge, and we welcome back Bill Klein to the table. How you doing, Bill?
I am doing just phenomenal.
After taking a hiatus from the Academic Challenge for...
Well, yeah, it was snow. It was cold.
Yeah, you took it off last week. Yeah, fess up. So
I was ill.
you were out. Well,
As opposed
is that
to
what
now.
it was?
As opposed to now.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
So, Bill, you got something coming up here that you are involved in, and I want you to give another shameless plug, please.
The Twin City Players. We open our third show of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Laughing Stock. Opens February 26th. Runs for 3 weekends. It's very funny. About a theater company in New Hampshire, just before the primary, trying to do their summer stock of 3 plays: Hamlet, Charlie's Aunt, and Dracula.
And there's 2 ways you can get tickets.
429-0400 is the box office.
Say it one more time.
429-0400,
Or the
you
website?
can website at twincityplayers.org.
Fantastic. And what are you? Will you tell us what you are? What character you are?
I play Richfield Hawksley, the aging actor who plays Dr. Van Helsing into Dracula.
And so you do an accent all the way through?
Well, it's an attempt at an accent.
Okay.
It's
So-
a bad attempt at an accent, which is supposed to be a bad attempt.
So teams-
It's a comedy.
Teams, Bill's going to read all the questions in his accent for
Oh, no,
practice
he's not.
tonight. No?
Yes, please.
Because I play Polonius in Hamlet.
Okay. So he's not going to do that. So
No.
teams, I want you to answer in an accent tonight. No, I'm just kidding. So, all right.
We have some that we can do.
So are you ready to go, Bill?
I'm ready.
All right. Teams, are you ready to go?
Yeah, right.
All right. Let's begin the academic challenge. Get your hands on your buzzers, and here we go.
For 5 points, some 20 years after striking oil in western Pennsylvania in 1859, Edwin Drake died impecunious. What does impecunious mean?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Mysterious causes.
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds. Carly, your buzzer's not working, but I can hear you trying it. So I'll give you, go ahead.
Alone.
Incorrect. It's in poverty.
Carly, try your buzzer once real quick. There we go.
There
There
we
we got
go.
her fixed. So thank you, Lewis.
All right.
Thank you.
Here we have a multiple choice question for 10 points. The Rose Tattoo, about a lusty Sicilian-American woman, is a humorous play by Edward Albee, Eugene O'Neill, Tennessee Williams, or Arthur Miller.
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
Arthur Miller.
Incorrect.
Coloma, anybody?
Tennessee Williams. For 15 points, following a stylish craze in the 1950s, The 1959 Cadillac Coupe de Ville had the largest in history. Largest what?
Callie from Berrien Springs.
Motor.
Incorrect.
Coloma, anybody? I'll give you 5 seconds. Allison from Coloma.
Trunk space.
Incorrect.
Trunk space.
Trunk space is good.
That's a good one.
Tail fins.
Tail fins. You guys remember
to
those?
float.
You know those
Big,
big
long
those
things.
big old cars that had those big fins on the back fenders.
Yeah, my dad had one.
Yeah. I
Big
think
long-
from the movie Cars. Remember the Disney movie Cars with the. Well, anyway.
For 10 points,
I'm too
in
old.
1804, this Caribbean country became the first black nation to...
Brady, Berrien Springs.
I believe it is Haiti.
I believe that is correct for 10 points.
10 points. There we go.
For 15 points, why does the standard keyboard have its letters arranged the way it does?
Becca, Coloma.
The most used keys are far apart from each other to keep them from sticking.
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, anybody? Joe, Berrien Springs.
The guy who made the keyboard didn't understand the alphabet.
That should be the right answer, but it's not. The answer, and I don't understand this at all, it's to slow typists. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
For 10 points, but that's the answer they give us. For 10 points, Dante, Boccaccio, Giotto, Donatello, and Botticelli. With what Italian city were...
Ooh, Brady, Berrien Springs.
Florence.
That is correct for 10 points.
10 points?
For 20 points, the number one bestseller of 1952 was what version of the Bible?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
The King James Bible.
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds. Carly, Coloma.
New Living Translation.
Incorrect. It was the Revised Standard Version. Probably why I missed that one.
Pencils up, pencils up.
Pencils up for this one. For 10 points, find the 9th term in this series. 4, 8, 7, 14, 13, 26, 25.
Say it one more time.
4, 8, 7.
Okay, we'll stop right there. Brady, Berrien Springs.
49.
That is correct for 10 points. For 15 points, Lewis Carroll in Through the Looking Glass combined two words to coin the word quartal. What are those two words?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
Quick portal.
Incorrect.
Allison, Coloma.
Zippity doodah.
Oh, zippity.
I like that answer, but it's not correct. It's chuckle and snort. Yeah. For
Edit
5
that
points, it is the rate at which work is performed. Units of it include...
We have Matthew from Berrien Springs.
Power.
That is correct for 5 points. For 15 points, Abraham Lincoln was twice inaugurated President of the United States. Tell me either who administered the oath to President Lincoln in 1861 or who did it in 1865. Either one.
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Andrew Johnson.
Incorrect.
Good guess. Was it? Okay. For Joe?
Yeah, for Joe.
Okay. Time's up.
These two guys are amazing. You've never heard of them before. Roger Taney and Salmon Chase. For 5 points, the hero of one of Sir Walter Scott's novels was the disinherited son of Cedric of Rotherwood and the favorite of King Richard I. Name him.
We have Matthew from Berrien Springs.
Sir Lancelot.
Incorrect. Oh, Ivanhoe. For 5 points. To what dairy product has the longevity of... Wait a minute. To what dairy product has the longevity of certain groups of people been attributed?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Cheese.
Incorrect.
We have Carly from Coloma.
Milk.
Incorrect. Yogurt.
Yogurt it is. Okay. Just plain yogurt.
Just plain yogurt. For 10 points, of the steppes, the taiga, the tundra, and the savanna, which area is best suited for farming?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
Savannah.
Incorrect.
Carly, Coloma.
Taiga.
The steppe. For 5 points, in an unbent posture, which one of these bones is closest to the shoulder? Patella, radius, tarsals, or carpals?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Radius.
That's correct for 5 points.
Just under 2 minutes left.
For 20 points, the best known of all U.S. jazz festivals was founded in 1954 in what city?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
New Orleans.
Incorrect. I would never guess. Newport, Rhode Island.
Put it on the map.
Jazz Festival of the World. For 15 points, The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci is found in what Italian city?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Rome.
Incorrect.
Spencer, Coloma.
Venice.
Incorrect. Milan.
Mulan.
For 5 points, where would you go to enjoy kabuki theater in its original setting?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Japan.
That is correct for 5 points.
5 it is.
For 10 points, what country is bordered on the west by Germany, on the east by Ukraine, and Belarus?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Poland.
That is correct for 10 points. For 20 points, a math question.
Pencils.
What other angle less than 360 degrees has cotangent equal to the cotangent of 48 degrees?
You're going to say that again?
I don't know. What other angle less than 360 degrees has a cotangent equal to the cotangent of 48 degrees?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
48 degrees.
Incorrect.
Coloma, I'll give you 5 seconds if you want to try that one.
Yeah.
Right on the buzzer, Allison.
24 degrees.
Incorrect. It's 228 degrees. Don't ask me how we got there.
All right. Well, you know what? That's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 60-second round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
I apologize.
He's going to go away. The Browns, they can try to trade him, but who's going to take him? Basically, they're going to have to release him, cut him. His off-the-field issues completely overshadowing any on-field accomplishments, which are minimal. He promised the Browns he would wreck this league on draft night. You know what? A guy like Johnny Manziel, when I see him play at A&M, and the only reason I knew guys from A&M that went to the NFL was because I could not miss Texas A&M football. This is one of the most dynamic players that ever played Division I football, period. There is no debating that when Johnny Manziel was running around playing at Texas A&M, you thought, I'd take him number one overall. And sometimes, Dan Byer, we're completely wrong. First time I saw Robert Tractor Trailer play college basketball, that 350-pound fatso went up and just had a putback dunk. I go, I'll take that guy number one overall. Turns out, not that great.
Yeah, it didn't work out for the Bucks. And
no.
May he rest in peace now.
R.I.P.
Yes, sure. I just had
I'm pouring a little bit of my beer out on the carpet here.
When you look at college football in the late 2000s,
Carly, team captain.
Corey was just like,
You guys ready for the 60-second round? Hold on to your Skittles now, would you? Okay, let's do the 60-second round.
Are those contagious?
You just said that.
All right.
This is why I agree with Callie.
Believe it or not, the microphones do pick up even the Skittles bouncing around on the tables, so be careful on that. Okay, let's begin the 60-second round in 3, 2, 1. And we're back to the academic challenge on WSJM. At the end of the first half, the score is Berrien Springs 55, and Coloma is sitting with a 0 right now. So we got a lot of work to do, but that's going to change. Absolutely. Yep. Now on to the 60-second round. Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one is worth 10 points, and there will be a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You are encouraged to consult with one another at this point, but the answers need to come from the team captain. After that minute is up, then the opposing team will have a chance to answer any questions the first team could not answer. So, Coloma, you are trailing at the moment. That gives you first choice at these 3 categories, which are comet, geometry calculations, or World War II. So, Carly, what do you think you're going with tonight?
We're going to go with World War II.
World War II. Bill, is there a setup on this one?
No.
No setup. So we'll put 60 seconds on our timer. That 60 seconds will begin as soon as he finishes reading that first question.
On what day of the week was Pearl Harbor bombed?
Friday.
Incorrect. What 2 nations declared war on the United States on December 11th, 1941?
Japan and Italy.
Japan and Italy.
Incorrect. In 1941, what 2 leaders held meetings on a ship and crafted the Atlantic Charter?
Roosevelt and Churchill.
Roosevelt and Churchill.
Correct. What city was bombed in a 1942 air raid led by James Doolittle?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Correct. In what island group is Corregidor, which fell to the Japanese in 1942?
Solomon Islands.
Solomon Islands.
Incorrect. What world leader did his generals attempt to kill by bomb in 1943?
Hitler.
Hitler.
Correct. Name 2 countries on either side of the Siegfried Line from Germany.
France and Belgium.
France and Belgium.
That's correct. During World War II, what was Operation Overlord?
D-Day.
D-Day.
Correct. Name this.
Well, that was it. Yep, you didn't get into it, so we'll stop right there. So, Coloma, you got 5 correct. So, 50 points. Nice job. So, that means Berrien Springs and Matthew, you're the team captain. So, that means there are 5 questions that went unanswered. So, we're going to begin. Let's get the 60 seconds back on that timer. Matt, if your team's ready, we're going to begin. And the 60 seconds will begin as soon as Bill reads that first question. Here we go.
On what day of the week was Pearl Harbor bombed?
Okay, need an answer, Matthew.
Saturday.
Incorrect. It was Sunday.
Okay.
What 2 nations declared war on the U.S. on December 11th, 1941?
Germany and Italy.
Correct. Excuse me. In what island group is Corregidor, which fell to the Japanese in 1942?
The Philippines.
Correct. Name the second city devastated by an atomic bomb.
Nagasaki.
Correct. At the end of World War II, 2 leaders emerged in China. Name the communist leader and the nationalist leader.
And Sun Yat-sen.
I think just Mao Zedong is fine.
Mao Zedong and Sun Yat-sen.
Mao Zedong and Sun Yat-sen.
Incorrect.
That would be.
It was Mao Tse-tung and Chiang Kai-shek.
I'll say that one twice really fast.
Did you?
So that was it? So they got 3?
30.
Okay, so they picked up 30 points.
Did
Got,
you skip number 4?
so-
The one about the bombing in 1942?
they got one. That one. They got that
they
one
got
correct.
that one.
Yep, they
Yeah,
did.
they got
Yep,
that
they
right.
got that one correct. So you got
That was the correct one.
got 30 points on that one. Coloma picked
we're
up
paying
50,
attention.
and Berrien Springs picked up 30. All right, we'll turn the tables over to Berrien Springs. We have 2 remaining categories. We have comet and geometry calculations. Matthew, what are you thinking?
We're going to go geometry calculations.
Geometry calculations it is. Any setup on this one?
Just calculate each of the following.
So you're going to need pencils for this one. And 60 seconds back on our timer, and away we go.
Area of a circle with a circumference of 10 pi.
100 pi. 100 pi.
See, pi d, so 10 is the 25 pi.
25 pi.
Correct. Area of a parallelogram with a base of 15 and a height of 6.
90.
90.
Correct. Area of a triangle with a base of 15 and a height of 6.
45.
45.
Correct. Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 4 and 7.
28.
28.
Incorrect. Area of a circle with a radius of 6.
36 pi.
36 pi.
Correct. Area of an equilateral triangle with a side of 4.
I don't know. 7?
No.
Pass.
Pass.
Area of a trapezoid whose bases are 8 and 12 with a height of 6.
12 height of 6. 72.
Incorrect. Circumference of a circle with a radius 5.
10 pi.
Correct.
That's correct. So they got 5?
5.
5 it is. You picked up 50. So that means, Coloma, there are 50 points waiting for you out there. So, and Carly, is your team ready? We got 60 seconds back on that timer, and that 60 seconds will begin as soon as he reads
we
that.
calculate each of the following.
Yep, calculate each of the following, and here we go.
The area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 4 and 7.
Pass.
Area of an equilateral triangle with a side of 4.
8.
Incorrect. 4 square root of 3. Area of a trapezoid whose bases are 8 and 12 with a height of 6.
Pass.
Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 12 and 15.
Pass.
That was the answer on that one.
They can come back.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Area of a circle with a diameter of 14.
That's right.
28 pi.
Incorrect. 49 pi.
Sorry about that.
Area of a rhombus whose diagonals are 12 and 15.
That was one that you'd passed on.
That was 90.
90.
The other, the trapezoid was 60. And the equilateral triangle with a side of 4 was 4 square root of 3.
All right, so we didn't pick up any there. Those are tough.
Those
are really tough questions. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that is the end of the 60-second round. We'll check the scores and conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
A1C. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation International, and the Ad Council.
When you want to talk about the world of sports, we need headlines. We need drama. Let's get after it. You want to talk about it here.
I just like to do in-your-face sports talk.
This is my story. From the news that breaks. Let's go. We got breaking news. To the action on the field or court. Oh, he knocks it down. LeBron James from the right point. The world of sports collides right here.
That's what sports is all about.
Here it comes. On Fox Sports Radio. Tonight on FS1, it's a Big East basketball doubleheader. First at 7 p.m. Eastern, Georgetown takes on Butler, followed by Providence taking on DePaul live from Chicago. Doing a 360, it goes down! Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
We just want to know if you're ready.
All right, let's begin the second half, and then we'll introduce Carson and Spencer. No, I know. I'm just kidding. So, Spencer's way down at the end, and it's. And I think he thinks I'm ignoring him or something way down there at the end. But so I'll have you guys introduce yourself after we go through the thing. So you've both been in here before,
Yeah.
right, Alyssa? Well, you it's been a while since you were here, though. Yeah, I remember seeing your face. Okay, let's begin the second half of the Academic Challenge in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Academic Challenge on WSJM. The score at the end of the 60-second round is Coloma at 50 points and Berrien Springs at 135. It's now time to find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. First from Coloma. Carly, tell us what's going on.
All right, we're 2 days into our new semester at Coloma High School. Some of the students have new schedules, and everyone is glad that exams are over. Winter sports are in full swing, but most notably our boys and girls bowling teams are both Southern Athletic Conference champions. We'd like to congratulate our newly crowned Miss Coloma, Ashley Sipla, and Mr. Coloma, Hunter Brown. We wish them both good luck at the upcoming Boston Time pageant. And this is an exciting week at CHS because we're celebrating Winterfest. Our students and teachers are participating in Spirit Days where we dress up for a different theme each day. And the halls are all decorated. Friday we'll have a pep assembly and a dance to wrap up the festivities. Our award-winning marching band is departing for Disney World in 1 week from tomorrow. And our choir has a pre-festival concert on Thursday the 11th. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Cook Nuclear Plant, Lakeshore Lancers, and WSJM for hosting it.
Thank you, Carly.
I wish we
Very
had a
nicely
bowling
done.
team.
Yeah. All right, over to Berrien Springs and Brady. Tell us all the great happenings there.
Greetings from Berrien Springs High School. And, by the way, happy Groundhog Day. We have started our second semester off with a bang, and we students, of course, are eagerly already awaiting spring break. We would like to congratulate Garrett Cleveland and Ramiro Williams on their 100th career wins in wrestling. We are holding our Winterfest this week, culminating with girls and boys home basketball games against Parchment. Go Rocks! Our Quiz Bowl team will be competing at the History Bowl and be in St. Joseph Catholic Schools in South Bend on February 6th, and we are looking forward to our Shamrock Quiz Bowl Invitational on March 2nd. The Academic Challenge team will also be hosting the first ever Shamrock's Got Talent show on Wednesday, March 16th at 5 p.m. in our high school gym. Before we close, we'd like to thank Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, Lakeshore Schools, Cook Nuclear Plant AEP, and the radio stations of WSJM-FM 94.9 for sponsoring this event.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brady. Nicely done. So, Coloma, we have a couple of substitutions coming in for the second half. So why don't you say your name and what grade you're in and something fun that you like to do.
I'm Alyssa. I'm in 9th grade,
Mhm.
and I like to read.
You like to read? Are you reading a book right now, or do you read online, or how do you read? Books. Are you reading something right now? Or what are you in the middle of something, or what's the most recent book you just finished?
I finished reading.
Nice and loud so we can hear you.
I
I'm sorry.
finished reading Mockingjay lately.
Was it good?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, and we have another substitution. Welcome. You are?
My name is Carson Clark, and I'm a freshman.
Fantastic. Something fun that you like to do.
I like playing video games.
You're playing video games. There you go. So, what's your favorite video game right now?
Team Fortress 2.
Okay. Have you passed it all the way through it yet?
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that one?
No, it's a
it just keeps
multiplayer
going
game.
forever?
Yep. You just fight people all the time.
Jeez. Wow. I don't know if I could play that one.
Sounds like my wife. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh! I used to play those the really old ones. What was it?
I take it all back here.
Tank and Pong. Yeah, those were some of the.
I like
really
Frogger.
Frogger? Is that
I
like
like
getting
getting squished.
Excellent.
Is that what it was? So.
It was fantastic.
It's the best frog-based game I've ever played.
Yeah, there was an episode of Seinfeld, wasn't there, where there was a Frogger episode or something? I don't know.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a long time ago.
Seinfeld.
All my frogs were named Kermit.
Is that what it was? Hi-ho, Kermit Frog here.
Kermit Frog.
All right, well, we'll just do the rest of it in a... No, we won't do a character voice.
Please all do it in accents.
Should we? All right, let's begin. Enough. We've got to get through this tonight. So let's begin the second half of the academic challenge. Bill, you ready to go?
Oh, I'm ready.
Everybody, teams ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hands on your buzzers. Here we go.
There's a nice long question.
There we go.
For 15 points. The first accident in the United States involving a passenger train took place on November 8th, 1833 in New Jersey. Two of the passengers on the train were among the best-known men in America. John Quincy Adams was not injured, but another man was badly hurt, and the emotional trauma was so severe as to leave him with a fear of train travel that persisted for many years. He eventually overcame his phobia and went on to become one of the wealthiest men in American history, primarily as a result of his railroad investments.
We have Brady from Berrien Springs.
Cornelius Vanderbilt.
That is correct for 15 points.
15 points. So.
Multiple choice question for 10 points. Herman Melville's Billy Budd is based on what historical event? Mutiny on the Bounty, Sepoy Mutiny, Summers Mutiny, or Trial of Benedict Arnold?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
Incorrect.
Anybody from Coloma? Spencer from Coloma.
Sepoy Mutiny.
Incorrect. It was Summers Mutiny. For 15 points. To reduce spoilage, meat can be eradicated with what?
Matthew, Berrien Springs.
Salt.
Incorrect.
Spencer from Coloma.
Alcohol.
Incorrect. The answer is ultraviolet X-ray, or gamma ray? When you can be a big green guy if you're a gamma ray. So. For 5 points, the units in which scientists usually measure the wavelength of light are named for a 19th century physicist. What are these units?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Hertz?
Incorrect. Angstrom units.
I knew that.
For 5 points, the Directory, the Consulate, the Empire, the Restoration, and the July Monarchy. This is a succession of governments in what country?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
France.
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, this group of 92 historical buildings and landmarks, including Thomas Edison's laboratory, was collected and restored by Henry Ford. What is the name of this site?
Callie from Berrien Springs.
The Greenfield Village.
That is correct for 10 points. For 10 points, the most consecutive shutout innings in baseball was achieved in 1988 by what pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Joe from Berrien Springs.
A-Rod.
Other than he wasn't a pitcher, no. Incorrect.
Might have thrown the ball sometime.
There we go.
It's Oral Hershiser.
I'll say that with a mouthful
Yeah,
of marbles.
He's a Dodger. Who cares?
Emails go to Bill Klein at...
Long live the Cubs. For 20 points, what 20th century American composer worked in insurance, created his music in obscurity for 40 years, and scorned the Pulitzer Prize that was awarded to him shortly before his death?
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Aaron Copland.
Incorrect. Charles Ives. For 10 points, what was the first number that is the sum of all its divisors except itself? What is the first number that is the sum of all its divisors except itself?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
6.
That is correct for 10 points. It's a perfect number, according to this. For 5 points, in what year do the denizens of the Clavius base find a black monolith buried on the moon? Looking for the year.
Brady, Berrien Springs.
1979.
Incorrect.
We have Carly from Coloma.
1981.
Incorrect. It was the Space Odyssey, 2001. For 15 points, what are the membranes called that cover the brain and spinal cord on a vertebrae?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Discs.
Incorrect.
Coloma, 5 seconds.
Meninges. For 10 points, identify the grammatical error in the following sentence. Only one of the large group who threw rocks at the officers...
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Group.
Incorrect.
If we go to finish, though.
Were arrested because the others escaped from the scene before they could be apprehended.
Carson from Coloma.
Shouldn't group be plural?
Incorrect. The error is were. It does not agree with the singular subject of one, so that the verb should have been was instead of were.
Group and only one member.
Yeah.
All right.
Multiple choice question for 5 points. Which of the following deities were not Egyptian? Anubis, Osiris, Dagon, or Horus?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Dagon.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, to the famous cluster of 18th century enlightened despots, Who was Russia's contribution?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Catherine the Great.
That's correct for 10 points.
Just under 2 minutes left.
For multiple choice question for 10 points. Which politician would you associate with the quotation, production for use should replace production for profit? Would it be Herbert Hoover, Norman Thomas, Huey Long, or Bernard Baruch?
Spencer from Coloma.
Huey Long.
Incorrect.
Joe, Berrien Springs.
Is it A?
Herbert Hoover? No, it was Norman Thomas. For 5 points, the simplest gem in chemical composition is what?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Quartz.
Incorrect.
Carson from Coloma.
Sapphire.
Close. Diamond.
Diamond.
Girl's best friend. For 10 points, which future president came in third during the 1956 Democratic presidential nomination?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
JFK.
Incorrect. Lyndon Johnson.
Okay.
For 10 points, what weasel has webbed feet?
Joe from Berrien Springs.
Otter.
That's correct for 10 points.
Nice.
Math question for 15 points. Solve for x and y. 2x plus 7 equals 11. 3x minus y equals 0.
Should we say that again?
Solve for x and y. 2x plus 7
Okay, Matthew from Berrien Springs thinks he's got it.
X equals 2 and Y equals 6.
That's correct for 15 points.
15 points on that one? So
Yep.
5, 10, 15. You know what, Bill?
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the
I
end
still
of
have
today's...
2 pages of questions here.
That's, well, save them for next time. That's the end of today's academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. Quick, guys, hang on just a second. Here we go with the wrap-up in 3, 2, 1. And we're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and thank our sponsors. The winner is by a score of 220 to 50, the team from Berrien Springs. Congratulations to both teams. Thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge, brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and the Cook Nuclear Plant. Join us again next week at the same time as Berrien Springs and Lakeshore go head-to-head on Academic Challenge.
You were a fat kid, you were fifth string, you moved back to be closer to your dad who lost his leg due to diabetes. And the whole project, you said, of the Rashad Jennings Foundation is to give back